So my morning didn't go as planned. I wanted to drop the kid off at summer camp because they were dancing, and I really want her to find a new extracurricular activity. But the communication was off. I went to 2 different locations. They weren't there. I had plans to drop her off at camp, get some gas, which I hate pumping gas, and then come into the park to walk, but to also be still. And none of that worked the way I planned it. I had to bring her to the park. I decided, I guess you'll be off taking a day off. And I still came to the park. And because she had her lunch, she was able to eat it, so I didn't have to hear about her being hungry. And she sat at the swings and let me have my time to walk and my time to sit next to the water. And I'm trying to figure out, like, God, what am I supposed to be getting out of sitting at the water? And I see this couple, and they're fishing, and they look like they've been out here for a couple of hours. But I think the beauty part in that is God is telling me to be patient beside the still water, because the water is kind of calm this morning. It's not heavy. I think when I was at the lake last week, it was heavy in a lot of ways. So the water is calm, and He's leading me beside the still waters. And I just read something on somebody's page that talked about how it was dark in the valleys, and here we are the valley. We're surrounded by mountains, but it's the valley. And though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I don't fear any evil. I guess I feel like Tupac when he said, my only fear is coming back to this motherfucker reincarnated. And I'm going to add to that, not have learned anything. When you come back and you haven't learned anything that you can apply to the new, that is a thing to fear. But I was told that a lot of affirmations, a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicities will be happening this week, because there's a new moon coming on July the 21st, and it's in Capricorn, and my Venus, all that, I don't even understand what all that means. But I know I want to be able to hear the voice of God, the voice of the divine, and I want to be obedient. Like, I'm hard-headed, and I want to be obedient. And even though the morning didn't go the way I planned it, and I told her, I said, I should just go home. Like, we should just go home. But I was already at the park. Like, no matter where, the 2 different locations that I was supposed to have dropped her off at, I had access to the park and the water. And I was like, you at the house. You're too close not to stop. And I'm supposed to be listening to some kind of, music on this app. And when you're listening to it, you're not supposed to be thinking, but I got 100 emails that I need to answer. I got 100 things that I need to be doing. But I wanted to come before the sun came out and before it got really hot and humid and uncomfortable. But I feel like my answer is always in nature. And they say, get out there and get grounded. If I see that bird, oh, okay, there we go. I'm gonna say, I know it's the bird flying over me. It was 4. And he's separated from the rest. Sometimes you gotta do that. And I'm okay with that. But see, they over here resting, It's a little group of them resting. And I think they rest in packs so they can kind of look out for each other in those packs. That one. That's the same one? Yeah, that's the same one. I had to go solo. Sometimes you got to go through the valley of shadow of death solo. It's a solo journey. Psalms 23rd. And I just seen somebody post that one. My mama told me to get, the Psalms 23rd is the one my mama gave me as a child. And then she reminded me a couple of months back that her grandmother was heavy on the 27th palm. And so I started trying to memorize that one and get into that one. But I've always, if you look at this, it looks like the Valley of Shadow. Because, baby, that looks scary. Even this little thing right here look like some kind of elephant type statue type bones. So I don't go over there. I stay where I'm safe, right here. I'm safe right here. A little bit. Oh, look at that butterfly. I was just watching a dude's video where he talked about how the caterpillar had to decide to get in that cocoon and hurt it. A lot of people talk about how the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, but they don't talk about how painful it is in that cocoon and how them wings got to be developed coming out your back and how painful it is. Everybody think it's pretty, and I'm sure it's excruciating pain. I know it is. Transformation hurts anyway. But again, as I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil because thou art with me. Although it feels like, where'd that one bird go? He was flying along. He wasn't. I'm not. You're not. Just a little morning motivation to get outside and see what God trying to tell you. Because I even learned that a lot of times, I can't tell you no bird's name. I was just telling Garrison that a robin came up on the porch and stared me down and ran me in my own house. Baby, they get too close and that scares me. But I've talked to a park ranger. He said a lot of times when they soaring, they don't have any control over the wind, just kind of take over and they go. Okay, so he's flying now he's soaring, baby. It's time. And he flying by himself, but there's a gang of them over there. But he said that ain't who God want me to be. Want me to be by myself. So when I use these wings, them homies over there didn't think they had nothing to do with it. I don't know where it came from, but it's a message for somebody. And I can't tell it's a hawk. Oh boy, baby, it's the bird, the big bird. See how long the wings are? Because the valley of the shadow of death is right here, like steps away. Like I could probably walk from here to the valley, but he led me here beside the still water because he with me. That rod and that staff protect me. And look, it's dangerous. Little rocks over here. I could fall and cut my ankle. It could be something in there that might bite my ankles. It could be anything. And look, now the water's starting to pick up. There was no waves. There was no current. It was still. It's got to get a little rocky. He never said that the weapon wouldn't be formed. But I'm woke. I got you. I'm listening. It's always felt like me against the world. Always. Like the one bird by itself. But what Marion and Yvonne and my fathers equipped me with is picking up. So I'm gonna have to stand in it. Oh, and then it kind of eased up. So he still did before I could jump down here and get in the heat. Cause it's rocky. And I feel like I don't have a boat or a raft or a life jacket. But I fear no evil. Happy Monday.